hands up, and I will give you the right to talk, and you can be free to share your post-COVID experience. Okay, so now let's start with the video screening session. 现在可以播一下那个影片。
More than 3 months passed since Wuhan announced its lockdown. China seems to have already woken up from the nightmare of COVID-19. Economy and life are gradually resumed. Here we are in a city called Haining, 100 kilometers away from Shanghai, to meet some local and foreign enterprises to check if things have been back to the right track. According to the data from National Bureau of Statistics, due to the impact of COVID-19, the country's GDP in the first quarter of 2020 fell by 6.8% over the same period last year. While looking at the local economy in Haining, the gross regional production went down by 8.9% compared to the same quarter last year. After work resumption in March, the economy figures showed trends of rebound. However, the pandemic is now spreading internationally, leading to a global economic downturn. Uncertainty and anxiety increased. Companies are facing tremendous difficulties and challenges. What are the impacts of COVID-19 for those foreign companies in Haining? How did they respond after the outbreak? Bearing these questions in mind, we came to Haining's Fashion Industrial Park to visit Future Stitch, supplier for Stance Socks, a foreign invested company specializing in knitting technology and innovation.
Well, I mean, the factory here was, sort of beginning of March. We were able to reopen, but our biggest customer is in the United States. So for them, they still have many problems in the United States. Many people lost their jobs, and when they lose their jobs, they have no money. So when they have no money, they cannot buy Stance socks. So this is our biggest worry, is how long it will take for the United States economy to get better, to get back to normal.
Opportunities come very often along with challenges. To understand how companies cope with crisis, we met Mr. Shaw, the general manager of Perlon, a German synthetic filament company in Haining.
We have a customer, a US customer. They have their plant in China, and they are very concerned about the raw material supply from China. Because if China, the raw material supply was shut down, they'll move the production to the US. Since then, we saw this is a big challenge. And if we can recover quickly, and this challenge can become opportunities. For example, now we are working on the raw material supply to our US customer in Hangzhou, and they quickly recover their production, and their products now produce more in China than in United States. But everyone knows that the United States now can have some severe situations on that. So I think this COVID-19 is not only a challenge, but also opportunities.
After COVID, both companies and local government have taken effective measures to maintain communication transparency and to prevent infection risks. These measures helped companies to overcome difficulties and smoothly resume production.
We give them the communication daily, and we have set up an emergency response team. And this team collects the information and also reporting to Germany about what is happening in China to avoid the situations that they heard some rumors from the media or whatever. So it was very transparency. We not only tell them the positive, we also tell them there's some difficulties. Yeah. And I think from this communication, they really understand what is happening. They actually had from this very transparent communication, they understand the difficulty, but they also see the positive side, and they will continue investing in China. As this was a basis, is the communication. It should be transparency.
In Haining, a city renowned for its high-end manufacturing industry, many plants are facing severe challenges for resuming production. How to protect the health and safety of frontline workers, how to avoid collective infection. These are the primary tasks for managers. Only if health and safety of staffs were guarded could they successfully relaunch the activity. Here we are in Hongshu, a famous Haining local company specializing in aeronautic industry, dedicated in the design and manufacturing of plane parts.
我们有400多个外地员工，他们分别分布在湖北、四川、云南、贵州、安徽、河南等24个省市。那我们在22号成立了专门的应急小组，同时紧急召集我们的 IT 人员进行小程序的编制。那这个小程序呢，能摸排我们员工的一些基本情况，同时呢，能随时追踪我们员工的一个去向，比如讲他有没有去过一些灾区比较严重的地方，这都可以做到实时的一个追踪，便于我们收集相关的信息，采取下一步的一些动作。那对于我们的这个宿舍管理呢，是每天进行3次的消毒。对于食堂的话，我们每天进行2次的消毒，同时呢，严格控制我们人员的就餐数量，保持至少1.5米的距离进行就餐。
Since the outbreak, the local government adopted rapid responses. Haining government implemented a so-called grid management approach, clarifying the scope of responsibility of every civil servant and leaving no blank area. Let's take a look at what is grid management and how it works.
我们根据企业的一个数量和一个分布的情况，划分成了186个微网格。那么就是每个微网格呢，还有2到3家的一个房东企业，当然还包括所有的租赁企业。那么同时呢，我们也是把我们区界的186名机关干部分配到了每一个微网格当中，担任微网格长，那也达到了我们服务企业的全覆盖，以及我们能够做到更精准、更优质的服务到每一家企业。
Haining remains one of the most dynamic landing areas for companies to expand their business in China, even in the most difficult situation. Haining has shown resilience and strong support to local economic stakeholders.
The Haining city government has made for us tailor-made solutions to helping us to get back to production. We are the first, one of the first company starting operation in Haining again, and we have also used our communication, transparency communication, and we really catch these opportunities from this global supply chain shortages. So since January, from January to April, our sales revenue has been 100% growth than last year.
I'm sure the government has done many things for the company and other companies in Haining, the Haining government, I'm sure. Opening up the factory as far as the rules and things, and it was very clear and it was good. But definitely compared to the rest of the world, here seems to be much more organized and the recovery has been much faster.
Also, the global market is challenging for the moment due to the COVID-19. Chinese market still have a huge potential, and we believe Haining could be a good choice for your development in China.
Okay, thank you for the director of this film. It's interesting. So now I see that we have more people who join this meeting. Now we have 42 people. And so I may ask each of the panelists to give a swift introduction of themselves. So first of all, I am Claudia Shuriwang, and I am today's moderator. I work for a French consulting company. We specialized in helping foreign companies to go abroad, to expand their business in the abroad international world. So on my left side is Michael Andrew TRIFFETT. Would you please introduce yourself quickly?
Yeah, hi, I'm Michael. I work for Future Stitch, which is a company here in Haining. and we are predominantly a textile company with our main customer being Stant Socks in the United States. Yeah, and so basically a main sock supplier here in Haining.
Okay. So thank you, Michael. And Mr. Zhang Nan, would you please just give a quick introduction of yourself?
Yes, I'm Zhang Nan, and I was the director for MET Haining. We are a newcomer in Haining. In fact, our headquarters is in France. We specialized on mechanical precision machinery, and our main product is for the blowing mold and filling unit. And our production unit is in Shanghai since 2009, and we decided last year, at the end of last year, to set up a new company in Haining.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Zhang. And John Ling, Mr. Ling?
Hi, I'm John Ling. I'm from Singapore. I came to Shanghai in 2015. Our company is Singapore, based in Singapore HQ, but I'm based in Shanghai. So we deal with telecommunication and robotics. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, John. And on my right hand is Susanne.
Hello, I'm Susanne. I'm from Haining Economic Development Zone, and I'm the Vice Chief of the Investment Attraction Bureau, and I'm in charge of the foreign investment attraction. Thank you.
Thank you, Susanne. And Mr. Xia? Maybe, yeah, just press, yeah. It's okay.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Xiaotao Xia. I'm a general manager of a German investor in a German company in Haining. So we are producing synthetic filament. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, every panelist. And we also have Pierre Yves, who is in Shanghai, who couldn't join us because he has a meeting tomorrow at lunchtime. Okay,
yeah.
so
Thanks, everyone. I'm very happy to be here in video. So my name is Pierre. I'm a French national, living in China now for 15 years. And Unionpower is a freight forwarding company, Hong Kong Chinese based. So we provide services for moving your products B2B anywhere in the world.
Thank you. Thank you, Pierre Yves.
Thank you.
Okay, so I just saw Michael in the video. Yeah, we interviewed you first. I saw that you're working in a very fancy factory. Yeah, actually, textile, in my opinion, should be like a little bit labor intensive, but your factory is very interesting. The products you're making are full of innovation, design, colors. So where do you come from originally?
So originally I'm actually from Australia, even though our main customer is in the United States. So I'm from Australia. Yeah, and I've been in China for about 15 years.
15 years, so you know China very well. So you said that your factories supply majorly for a brand called Stance, right?
Yep.
It's an American brand.
American brand.
Yeah. Okay, so you said that your customers are there now. The economic situation is not very good there, and your business maybe experience a very decline period. So how is it performance? How is it performance of the business right now?
Look, it's getting better. We've obviously been rushing to look for other opportunities and new areas to fill up the business, starting own brands. We're starting Stance China. So we've brought the launch of that forward to try and help bring some internal production capacity into the factory.
Okay.
So yeah, we can't rely on Stance USA to get us through. So really now the hard work is finding new areas and new products to do.
Okay, so you mean that you are reorient a little bit your target market from the USA maybe to China or to other area of the world to diverse this shock impact of the COVID, right?
Yes. The US will still be a big focus because that's where the Future Stitch head office is still in California. But they're looking now to branch out. So Stance was there as a main customer, but now they're looking for other areas, new customers, new products in the medical field, medical socks, all sorts of different things that we can use to try and keep the business running here, but then grow the business here going forward.
Okay, so how many people do you have in your factory in Haining?
In Haining, there would be 300. 300.
How did you manage all this sanitary, how to prevent the infection risk?
Luckily, I didn't get too involved in that.
Okay.
But yeah, there were there's temperature checks at the gate. There's, you know, everyone has their QR code. There's hand washing and masks as you go into the mess hall for lunch, and there was a lot of procedures in place to keep checks on who was where, and you know, a lot of doors closed. There was single entries in and out and this sort of thing.
Okay, so every frontline workers is supposed to wear a mask when he's processing the operations, and also you are you're disinfecting your factory workshop from time to time to make sure that everything is clean so people feel safe. You're checking also temperature when they go into the factory to make sure nobody has temperature more than 37.2 or 3.
So to get into the factory, just to get onto the grounds, temperature check, and then to go into the lunchroom, there was another temperature check and hand sanitizing, and obviously they rearranged the tables so that people weren't sitting opposite each other or next to each other, and they spaced the lunches out over a longer period of time. So there was a lot done.
Okay. In terms of sales figure, if it's not a secret yet, how many percentage of the decline or decrease have you been experienced?
Yeah, look, in a dollar value, I'm not sure.
Yeah, just
but
to give a rough idea.
But in a production value, like, you know, for us, production, we lost 2/3 of production.
2/3 of the production. Wow, that's a big shock.
2 months. So really the 1/3 was enough to keep the doors open, basically. It was the minimum we needed. And luckily Stance were good. Our customer was good and said, we'll support you to have enough business to keep the factory running. But obviously a lot of people had to stay home.
Okay. So Mr. Xia, so that also you appeared in the video and you said that compared to other business, you experienced like 100% of the sales increase, and you have been seizing this like COVID crisis as a challenge and opportunity. So tell us more about how did you manage to do that? How did you manage to outperform your business compared to non-COVID time?
Okay, so basically our customer is also based in US, but they have already a lot of plant in China as well. They have the US plant and they also have the China plant. During the crisis, we saw there's a lot of opportunities because our customer, they also have the challenges. They cannot supply their Chinese plant from US. And therefore, we get these orders. For these orders, and I think this was also because the most important thing is we keep the same quality standard. If we have one global quality standard, so we can easily switch, let the customer accepting us, because during last year we have a lot of new products qualification, and the customer fully accept our products. And during this year, when they have their supply chain has a problem, they just switch to us. But they have to keep this plant running.
So you're very responsive with regard to this change. You have been keeping close contact with all your customers or potential prospects. So once you know that there may be a supply chain shortage, and you went back to them to ask if they can switch their suppliers from other else of the world to you.
Yes.
Okay, you're very interesting, very tricky. Okay, so so the impact of industry, Pierre, Yves, I see that you're in the logistic industry, right?
Yes, correct. Yes. Well, for sure, our industry has been heavily impacted, right? Because it's always a big indicator what we are doing, you know, of the global economic situation, especially being in China, because there is so much import and so much exports, right? If we want to talk about the forwarding industry or logistics industry, it's quite a big one with many, many actors. So there are the freight forwarders like us as a service provider, but you know, there is the shipping lines, the guy with the big vessels, you know, shipping the containers anywhere in the world. You have the airlines, of course, which have been tremendously impacted, both for private flights, passenger flights and cargo flights. You also have the rail option out of China to Europe mainly, Russia, Europe, Central Asia, which might be a big winner actually after this crisis. I will get back to this later on. For me, like I said, I've been here 15 years working in China in the freight forwarding industry. And I never had such a tough month as February. It's kind of a mix, right? Because China was first, at least first officially heated, right? So it cut the supplies. And then you got Europe and US and everybody else. So it cut the demand, right? So we are kind of stuck in between. For some big names in our industry, for instance, I'm thinking a company like Kuehne+Nagel, which is a top 3 company, Swiss-based German roots, are talking about cutting maybe 20-25% of their workforce. So it's 83,000 people company, right? So we're talking about 20,000 people. And the airlines, they cut all their flights, right? We've been shipping mainly only masks and medical equipment. It's mainly to Europe, a bit to the US, a bit everywhere in the world. That's all what was inside the cargo at that time, right? For air freight. And yeah, the trucking domestic was also a challenge, right? Because China put many regulations, so you couldn't truck some products from, let's say, provinces to another one, let's say from Jiangsu to Shanghai or these kind of things. Yeah, so altogether is what's quite pretty impact, but we can see, I'm a strong believer in a recovery for the second half of the year.
So have you experienced also some loss in terms of volume or sales?
Yes, sales, not really, but for volumes, yeah, definitely. I mean, big drop in volumes, right? And the actors adapted to it. For the big shipping line in the top 10, you got 6 asking for state support, right, to be able to survive the crisis. So I'm talking about CMA, Peel, HMM, Evergreen, Costco, for if those names ring a bell. So big players, I would say at least 30-40% drop in volumes, yeah.
So you said that the sales, the sales remains like steady, but the volume reduced, which means the price must be increasing a lot.
For the air freight, yet it increased crazily, but it was a question of capacity and demand, right? Because no flights and everybody requests a mask and medical equipment from China mainly, right? So we went to sky high rate for the air freight. As for the sea freight, the dynamic was a bit different. They managed to raise it a bit, but not that much. And you have to understand also this crisis came together with many things, right? With the Chinese New Year. Also with the oil crisis, right? The oil pricing dropping dramatically. And so the shipping lines adapted. They stopped doing through the Suez Canal with longer transit time. You know, anyway, the oil was not so expensive. So they went through South Africa and it was floating stock. And then at arrival, you need the people to work, right? To be able to bring the cargo to their customers and to the consignees. So it was yeah, really a unique crisis we had, very different from 2008.
And in terms of the inbound and outbound figures on volume, do you have, which one is more severely impacted by the virus, COVID? Like the inbound is actually, it represents import, outbound from China means like exporting,
Well, at first I would say the export, right, out of China, and then vice versa. So it's a bit, in both sides. 1 month after another, you got an offer crisis and a demand crisis, and then probably step by step getting back to our feet, but it might take a while. And like I said, also people adapted to it, and some other means of transport like train, rail, are being used much more now. I'm talking about the European market, Russia, Central Asian market, because you cannot rail to the US, for instance, or North America, right?
And what happened in the rest of the world? Since you are also an international company, you must have some other agencies abroad in Europe, in the USA?
Yes, correct. I mean, yeah, Unionpower, we also have offices on our own in India, in Malaysia, and in Thailand. And we work a lot with Intra-Asia. We work a lot also with countries like Australia, New Zealand. So different market, different problems, but it was a timing matter, right? First China, then Europe, then America, then rest of the world. So everybody faces the same kind of issues. Supply chain issues, getting your products or shipping your product to your factories overseas. I'm thinking for the big auto car makers, for instance, in China, we need some spare parts from Europe. These kind of things, yeah. It's been impacted both ways everywhere in the world.
Okay, interesting. Okay, it just reminds me about your industry, Mr. Zhang. Yes, there is a huge supply chain shortage, and you are in the machinery, precision machinery, metal mold industry. So I imagine that you may feel difficult to find some suppliers for some parts. So what happened in your side, your business?
Yeah, in fact, we at the beginning of the year, normally it's the peak season for us. We are specialized, for example, for the blowing mold, it's for the bottled water, the water bottle. And when at the beginning of the year, every big beverage company start to renew the design or push or launch the new product for the summer. They will prepare the new mold, they will prepare the new product. But at this year, with the impact of the COVID, the investment, everyone invest more cautiously and more carefully about to keep money at their pocket. So they invest less, and we get impact about our turnover, and all the customers in the market is very cautiously at this moment. So we get some big impact for our production, and also for the supply chain. Not all components for the mold is made in China, but some of them made in US, made in Europe. And at this time, we are really difficult to buy the conventional components from the Europe due to the less flights and the logistic problem. Yeah.
But I just heard that you just opened new manufacturing sites in Haining.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to open a new site at this moment?
It's the old decision at the end of last year. And unfortunately, we met the COVID this year. So it's a choice, but the Haining, I think it should be a good choice after COVID.
Okay, you should keep very positive, very confident that your business will be booming after the COVID crisis. The crisis
we still have the strong confidence on our new project.
Okay, that's very good. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so Mr. Xia, okay, so you said that you in the video you were the one of the first companies that could be able to resume production. So you must have received some like help tailored. You said also the government has given you some tailored help to help you to resume production. Would you please elaborate more in details what kind of help they have been giving you, and what kind of measures you have been taking to quickly adjust the situation and to reopen your factory?
Yeah, for example, I think within this time period, everything is uncertain. So you hear a lot of news every day, and from the newspaper, from the internet, there's a lot of uncertainty. Yeah, that's true. But I had to keep very close contact with the Haining city, the government, and also developing zone to also check in on. They also give me update about the current situation, and then we come to one of the they give me a suggestion that it might be possible to start the production with 100% local employees. And actually in our company, we have more than 80% is a local employee. So, and another condition is we can only start with a small scale of people, let's say 30 people out of 60 operator. So then we decided to take this as a plan B. So I call it plan B. If we cannot start 100%, at least we have to start 60% of capacity. And this really works because if you are starting your production, your lines, your customer will know that, and then we are very proud to tell our customer that we are the one of the first first one to start operation. And our customer, for example, they are US based or German based, Finland based. They are very surprised that we are the first one to recover from the supply chain.
Yeah. So you said that 80% of your employees are from local.
Yes.
And 20% they are spread like in the other part of China. So maybe somebody in Wuhan or the regions near Wuhan with high risks. Did they manage to come back to the factory now?
Everybody coming back to factory.
Okay. So after 14 days quarantine, everybody is safe and safe. So no problem.
Coming back.
Okay. So during the time that maybe 30 or 50% of the production was resumed, the rest of the people, or they get paid or
they all get paid.
All get paid like 100% of the salary, no reduction.
No.
Okay. Wow, that's a great job you have done.
Should not be, because this is COVID.
So you have provided a big support to the employee, to their family. If by the time they lose job, that would be devastating.
They also keep communication with our German investors, and they understand what's happening, what is negative and what is positive. And I think I keep daily communication with them, and they really understand the situation. It's always difficult, but you can always see the see the light in the tunnel.
Yeah, you're right.
From Mr. Trump. So.
Yes, as long as we keep transparency, we can achieve some mutual understanding. Even though we have a big cultural differences here and there in Europe. Yes.
Sure.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so Pierre-Yves, my question go back to you. So what measures did your company take to reduce the negative impact of the COVID? Did you get rid of people? What did you do?
Well, fortunately, we are not that big. It's a 200 people organization for us overall. So we didn't have to fire anyone, which I'm very happy with. Of course, we didn't replace some people who left, and we chose to freeze salaries, which is quite unusual in China, During the crisis, we organized a turnover during several teams. So we had Team A, Team B for each of our offices in China. We have 7 offices in China, right? So some people going Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, others Tuesday and Thursday, turning around each week. To avoid in case someone gets sick, to ensure the business continuity. That was the most important, to be able to reply to our customers and to follow up the needs of their needs, right? We did respect, of course, all the regulations of the city here in Shanghai, and the same in every other office. It was a Chinese New Year period, so some of them were, with their family, out of the city. So when they came back, they had to respect a 14 days quarantine, right? And we had to deal with this on the Acier side. It was not so easy. For instance, we still have an employee who is in Mexico now. She's from Mexico. She worked with us in Shenzhen, so she's still blocked in Mexico right now. So we try to work with all of this. And we focus mainly now on sales development and waiting to see the outcome of it. It looks better now everywhere, right? Not only in China, it looks better in Europe, it looks better a bit everywhere except for South America at the moment. So I hope the second half will get better, but it will depend on the second wave or not, right? That's a big question.
Okay, it won't come. I don't feel the second wave. I think it's finished. We all hope that. So my next question goes to Susanne. From the government perspective, what is the local sanitary situation right now?
We are glad to see that all sanitary rules are respected and social distance are kept by all the Haining citizens. And the government has invested a lot to improve the hygiene conditions. And most enterprise in Haining are back to work, I think now almost more than 3 months.
Okay. So are there any people who were infected by COVID during the epidemic time, from January to February, March in Haining, local people infection?
Local people, no.
No, okay. So
Yeah.
they are like maybe some migrant people or coming from other provinces came here. So now are there still any people who are
No.
sick now?
No,
So everybody
no
is
left. Yeah.
healthy. Okay, yeah, it's nice. It's good news.
Yeah.
So what subsidies and some special helps? Because entrepreneur, the responsible of the production, they said that they have already received some local tailored help solutions from the government. So can you please tell us more? What are the subsidies or supports that local government have been given to the enterprises?
Yeah, first of all, as we have already seen in the video that we divided the enterprises into 186 microgrids. And meanwhile, we assign our civil servants to manage each microgrid to see what they need. And for different companies, we customize a series of incentives for them. For example, we have rental free or rental subsidy or tax refund. Or help them to fetch the workers back from their hometown, and also to help them capture the market again.
Okay. Yeah. So how many months rent for free, for example, for the factories? How many months rental free? Like 3, 2, I don't know.
Actually, the ones they rent the workshop from the government.
Okay.
We offer 3 months free.
3 months free,
yeah.
Free rental.
And
okay.
the companies, they rent their workshop from private enterprises. We encourage the landlord to give them cut down to discount to the rental, or 2 months rental free.
Did they listen to you?
Yeah, I think
landlord.
Yeah, I think they also understand that they should help the enterprise to overcome these difficulties together.
Yeah,
yes.
Because if the enterprise go bankruptcy, they will lose their tenant, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so what are the biggest concern now from a government perspective?
Yes, because due to the international situation now, I think a lot of enterprises, those are mainly export oriented, facing tough days nowadays, and they got a business plummet. So our main concern is how to help them to survive this period.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Susanne. So my next question go to John. Okay, you are a Singaporean, not far from us. We are neighbors. You live in Shanghai, and so what are the challenges and difficulties that your company has been facing or is facing now? After the COVID time.
Well, after the COVID time, we have some projects that we are doing before the COVID. Most of the projects are on hold due to our focus customers are the government, like the Gong'an. So a lot of these projects are on hold because they are focusing on fighting the COVID-19. For example, we do outdoor robot, security robot. All these projects are on hold. But on the other hand, it accelerated some of the new products that we launched to the market. For example, we have a new product that do a temperature check for the staff. It's a fully autonomous robot that goes around, like in the factories, in your shopping centers, in your malls. And as well as we also recently launched another product that can help to kill the disinfection using the UVA CLED light. It's a very new technology that we just patented and just launched end of May. And there's a worldwide demand for this type of product, especially in the hotel industry. So it's kind of a balance. Some projects are on hold, while other new products are actually accelerated.
Okay. So UVAC light is a kind of new patent that you have discovered who can who think you can cure the virus, but also safe for the human beings, not cancerous.
Yes, definitely. We work with the Singapore government aid style to develop that product in less than 2 months.
Okay,
yes.
less than 2 months.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very quick.
Yeah.
So is this product already? You got the prototype. You got the real product functional. You can sell it. You can deploy it.
Yes, it's ready to be in the market now.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you said maybe the target client would be a hotel group, but the hotel industry is the most seriously impacted industry.
Yes,
Yeah.
not only in the hotel, maybe in factories.
Okay.
I would say places where there are a lot of people, concentration of people, like shopping malls and all that, public areas. Yeah, it will be a good product to disinfect the COVID-19 virus. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the question go back to Mr. Zhang. And what are the most difficult, concerns, difficulties, challenges that your company is facing now?
So for us, we are newcomer in Haining. So for the Haining unit, the first big challenge is how to continue to build the new factory in Haining. And we just started the company process and also the company decoration, internal decoration work at the beginning of this year. And we met the COVID, so we have many delay for our planning, and also we buy some machines from Europe, and with the logistic problem, so we have at least 2 months delay, and also some French experts or French technical people cannot go back to China. So we heard about maybe they can come back on September or October, but I'm not sure for this moment.
Okay, so right now all your foreign employees, especially French employees, they are blocked in France.
Yeah.
They couldn't come back.
Maybe on autumn.
October, we hope so.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe now we are also checking the environment and the situation after COVID, post-COVID in France and in Europe. And once we see that the situation is stabilized, maybe the central government may change the policy.
Yes.
And now I've been listening on the radios. There are some geopolitical conflict, with China, with America, China and Europe. I would like to get your ideas, your feelings about what do you feel about the relationship between China and the rest of the world in the future after the COVID? Maybe this question for Michael. Yes, because you are a foreigner. Yeah, I would like to know what is your what do you think about this? Yeah, the relations in the future.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say about America and Europe, but Australia has been in the news a lot.
Yes,
maybe not in China, but in Australia, the relationship with China is at a quite a low level at the moment.
Yes.
So what's going to happen in the future? I don't know. Look, at the end of the day, we both need each other. Australia needs China. China needs Australia. Australia has resources: iron ore, coal, beef, wool. There's a lot of agricultural and mineral products that China needs, and obviously in Australia we buy a lot of our manufactured goods from China. So hopefully it's just politics and they'll work it out, and we'll get back to being friends and we'll move on, and both our economies will grow together.
Yes. I think the world cannot function if the country, each of the country operates by themselves. Yeah, we are connected. Our destiny is connected together. We need one another. I think the globalization is a trend, that inevitable trends. We cannot stop it. That's what I think.
Right.
You can't.
We're there now. We can't go back.
Yes.
It's there. We just got to make it work.
Yes, I think so.
And I think they'll come to their senses and work things out. I think.
Yeah.
It's just it's an emotional time at the moment with COVID, and everyone's stuck at home and businesses are struggling, and so people are saying emotional things, and hopefully once everyone's not in lockdown and not isolating and getting back into the world like normal, things will get back to being friends again.
Okay, I hope so. Yeah, we're
hope.
Always friends. So what about our European friend, Pierre? Yeah, I heard about in the French news, a lot of people saying that, we should relocalize, the factories back from China from China back to France. Yeah, this like unilateral trends is becoming more and more popular in people's minds. What do you think about it?
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, I agree with Michael. It's very emotional, and also it makes people think, right? Because you stay home and you think about the way you work, you think about the world, you think about, you know, if this happen again, we don't have anything by ourselves, we don't do it anymore. So there is a lot of talks and ideas in France about relocalization for many key production, right? Because also this world is directly linked to the logistics, and you know it's zero stock, right? And it's a financiarization also of this. That in few months we saw you don't have any more, you know, any very basic products. So yeah, it's the idea in France. I think we won't go back to normal as it was before. It's going to be a new normal. I also believe there is no other China, right? So China will stay big, and China will still, you know, work with the rest of the world. It's also a huge market for people who want to sell their products. So I think we get back to something that will be similar. Probably there will be also key elections in between, right? I don't want to talk politics here, but you know, in November there is the US and some others, right? So we will see afterward. I think there will be an impact that we might see on a mid-long term, but it will still going on. You know, I see it as a new globalization, not the end of it, a new way. Yeah, that's my bet. But for us in logistics, for sure, we'll have to adapt to it.
Okay. What about you, John? As you're from Singapore and you must be growing up in a mixed cultures, and what do you think about the relationship of the China with the rest of the world? Yeah.
I think overall, China has a very good relationship with the rest of the world. Well, of course, there's a lot of things happened in the last few months, and you see the trade war going on and so far. But as we can see, China is exporting a lot of things out and also importing as well. So like what you say, I think the whole world is interconnected. So I don't see the relationship going worse. I think we should go better and go forward. Yeah, that's what I personally feel. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, John. And back to Susanne. What are the new opportunities, investment environment in Haining, available for the foreign enterprises? Yeah.
I think we can see from crisis also chances. We can see prosperity never seen before appeared in industry of beverage, medical appliance, and semiconductor. And since 2016, Haining government had already listed these industries in our strategy industries. In our understanding that upgrade and redevelop are very important and necessary. And from this pandemic, we can see that China is still a good choice for the companies, those who's to globalizing their business. And you know that Shanghai is the first step for almost all the FDIs. And Haining enjoys a convenient transportation from Shanghai, and our business cost is much lower. So thank you to join our meeting, and I'm glad to have this chance to invite all the friends that together in the meeting to visit Haining and to check our investment environmental.
Thank you, Susanne. So thank you to every panelist. And now I think it's a time for the sharing with everybody who has participated this meeting. We have 45 participants. And if you have some questions and if you want to share your own post-COVID or during COVID experience, you can hand up and I can hand you the speaker. Right. So yes, a lot of people. Don't be shy. You can also type your questions in the chat box. Okay, so still no one hands up. Okay, I think I may know somebody in this, among the people who participate in this meeting. I'm going to ask questions myself. So I would like to ask questions to Quentin. Are you there? Quentin? Hello, Quentin?
Oui, allô?
Allô, Quentin? Comment ça va? Tu vas bien?
Yeah, very good, very good.
Can you show us your image? Yeah, turn your camera on.
I have a cache on it, and then sorry, I can't do that.
Okay. So
it's okay.
Yeah. So did you catch up the first part of the video session?
Yeah. I was looking at it. I was just doing two things at the same time, but yeah, so that's why I didn't react so fast. But yeah,
Okay.
you want people to react to.
That's what people do when they do webinar, right? They just play the webinar on one hand and do things on the other hand.
Well, I mean, you need to answer your email and things, but you listen, and I think that was overall very interesting, I have to say.
Okay.
Going from many different participants, their different experience, different segment of the industries, and obviously different culture. So yeah, I don't really have much to say back to that, because I think they covered quite everything that I had. I mean, I see about China, but overall, yeah, I thought it was very interesting.
Okay, and you are in the Thai business. Vehicle business, right?
Yeah, automotive. I mean, we
Yeah,
are
automotive.
big
Yeah.
data, but,
Yeah, big
specialized.
data. So yeah.
Big data,
What is the impact
for automotive?
Yeah. What is the impact for your business? Yeah, till now.
Well, I would say mostly it's been slowing down in terms of evolution and in terms of visibility, because, well, when you need to do some business and you will need to invest in big data, it's something that you do which is going to impact like many parts of your business, and it's going to be mostly in order to make big decisions. And the thing with the crisis is it really impacts your visibility on the future. So, well, the fact of having data that are needed to make a decision when you don't know whether you can actually financially cover this decision is impacting us quite severely, at least for the new business. We are lucky enough that we have mostly a yearly contract with our clients. So, which means that, well, for 2020, we are not in a bad situation, because most of the business is usually renewed by the end of every year. But I will say for 2021, we are not clear yet how our customer will react, whether they will invest more because they will have to take some hard decision, whether to move on one direction and on another direction, which we believe big data definitely can help, and obviously knowledge of the market. But at the same time, you will also have the traditional, I would say, budget cost and a budget cut and the cost saving mind, which is still, I would say, a reaction of many stakeholders and many business managers. And somehow we will be in the middle, because I think we present opportunities to actually being able to develop something new, but which is not going to show result before a few months or years, or whether they are going to cut down their cost, and because they just they are being pushed. So I think we are in the middle, and so far we don't know yet whether it's going to be a positive thing or a negative thing. In the past, though, we've been seeing that it's sometimes mostly positive on the long run. So it might be a difficult year or two, but on the long run, I'm still positive, and obviously I'm very positive about the future of China, and overall, because I'm responsible for APAC, I would say overall for APAC.
Okay, thank you, Quentin. I also, yeah, so some participants from Europe, from France. So now, yeah, in France, I saw Guillaume. Hello, Guillaume, are you there? Okay, hello. I saw a name Guillaume. I think you must be in France. Guillaume is not answering. Hello, maybe it's let me check. Okay, so it seems that everybody is shy. No question. Yeah, if you have a question, just don't hesitate to hands up. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so okay, so any panelist, do you have some questions? Do you have some other subjects you want to talk about with regard to post-COVID and best practice you want to share? The question that I didn't cover before.
I would like to just ask a question. I'm just curious. In the Haining Industrial Park, I saw the video just now. Talk about the health and safety of the staff working in the factory area. So, what exactly? How do you do it to make sure that their health and safety is the number one priority in the industrial park? That's my question.
Yes, I think first we check the temperature every day, but not use the robot. We only use the normal ways to check the temperature every day and to check the code. You know, now is the code very popular in China, and every district had their own code. Yeah. To check the code. Yeah.
Right. Right. Actually, so you have a human to use a code to check and your staff in the industrial park. Okay. So actually, it's good. But if you can consider using robot, I think it would be better because it's non-human contact.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my suggestion. Yeah.
And also can reduce the human resource cost.
Yes, yeah, and we also have another robot that can disinfect if you unluckily got it. Yeah, just to share. Yes, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so I saw just one question from Samantha. Did you do some sterilization in your office after COVID? So maybe I would let you give the speech to you, Samantha. Let me find you first. Samantha, alors, where are you? Here. Okay, I saw you. Hello, Samantha. Hello, can you see me? Yeah, hello. Yeah, so I just saw that you asked a question.
Yes.
Do some sterilization in your office. So this question is to whom? Would you like to talk about? Hello, Samantha.
Hello. Well, it's in general. After the coronavirus, I know a lot of companies, they want to do a professional sterilization. So I just want to know if some of you did the sterilization, and do you think, what do you think about this?
Okay, so the question is, do you clean your office? Sterilization, sterilize your office, clean your office. Yeah, I saw that on the video. Yeah, there is a mister who sprays some disinfectant, chemical products in the areas, in the dormitory areas or in the cafeteria. The question is, do you, everyone like a big boss of the factory, do you disinfect your factories and offices? No? All right. What kind of like methods, what kind of machine or solutions do you use? Yeah, Mr. Xia, please.
Okay, so I think we had we had already made 3 days before the reopening. We make the disinfection spray to everywhere, to the office and also to the canteen, and this is basically also the requirement that we keep our employees safe and healthy. Yeah, we did so. Yeah.
Samantha, did you hear it? Oh, I muted. Sorry, I should unmute you. Hello, Samantha.
Okay. Thanks. Yes. Yes, thank you very much for your answer.
You're welcome.
Okay, interesting. So any other people who has questions? Who want to share your experience? Okay, so Mathieu Remy said, hello, do you have any visibility regarding the opening of Chinese borders for incoming business trip? So, wow, for this question, it's quite difficult to say. Right now, also, we have a lot of clients like French people, foreigners, and they want to come to China. And we have started the project before the COVID, and they were searching for people to start new business in China. But now when they want to come here to visit maybe their new employees to do some special measures to start their new companies, they have a difficulty, so they can't come. But according to the policies, yes, given by the foreign ministry, if you are the diplomatic, you have some very urgent business issues, you can still make a special request for the visa to come to China for the business trip. This is the information I've got right now. I don't know if you have something to add, maybe Susanne, yeah?
I have something to add. I
Okay.
think the Singapore government is talking to the Chinese government to do a fast track for the key position businessmen to come back. So I think very soon they are able to come back to Shanghai, to China, to some of them are still stuck in Singapore, my friends. So I just got the news that they will be coming back really soon. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are some kind of fast track.
Yes, fast track program. Yeah, that both sides, the government are talking. Yes.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even for France, I think so too. Yeah, there are a few countries that are really talking. That's what I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So now you can. Yeah. Now we just wait maybe for the result of the bilateral talk between China and France, China and Singapore, to see if the fast track could be implemented very quickly. But I think maybe in 2 to 3 months. But we are not the government. We couldn't make the decision right. We also want our foreign friends to come back. But let's see. Yeah. So fast track program. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Pierre. Okay, so other questions? 7个聊天是吧 ？Which one? 啊，这个是聊天的，这个是这个。So Lily said, hello. Yeah, your work as a consultant, the supply chain, global trade and supply chains have suffered huge impacts on both demand and supply. COVID-19 poses unparalleled supply chain challenges that we can meet together. Okay, so yeah, Lily, do you have something to say? Maybe Lily, let me find you. Huh? Okay, so hello, Lily. Yeah, I saw you. Yes, just Lily, just wait a sec. I will just, I'm gonna unmute you. Lily.
Hey.
Okay.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Lily.
Hi, nice to.
Hello.
Yes, I am a consultant, came from China actually, but currently I'm living in a European country. I did some project between China marketing and serving for a French company or Brazilian company. So I think we met a special situation now. So I hope everybody can work together to recover the economic in next year. For today, the panel discussion, I don't have a special view to share with everybody. I think thank you for everybody working here and stay safe. See you next year, maybe. I'm still in Brazil.
Okay, so thank you, Lily, for sharing also your experience. So, okay, I think that's it for today's webinar. Thank you for participating, today's event. If you have more questions, just saw one question. Concerning international exhibitions, what measures are planned to let the international participants to take part in? Wow. I think it depends on the visa policy, right?
Yeah.
If now the visa policy is quite strict, where you can't really come to China if you are not Chinese national. So as far as I know, a lot of big trade shows and international fairs, they are either postponed or they go into cloud. We do just a webinar, a big webinar with everybody, show their products through in the air. So I don't think before every country in the rest of the world, the situation for them stabilized, that it will be good to open the border to hold big events. That would be very risky for everybody. So I don't think that for this year, at least for international kind of events and trade show, I think, well, we just do webinar. Yeah, that's it. So, okay, so. Okay, thank you. So that's it for today. So hope everybody stay safe, and Europe, United States, everywhere in the world, people are happy and we are healthy, and this COVID will pass as soon as possible. Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you, panelists.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.